What's going on, y'all? This is Mfasis from the Talking to Myself podcast, and I'm gonna get right into it. So, long story short, you have several pillars of hip hop, really five pillars of hip hop: MCing, which is what we would call rapping, DJing, graffiti, knowledge, and then also breakdancing. Really, now you could say any type of dancing, but breakdancing is like the original dance that was affiliated with hip hop. It's maintained relevance to this day, but just on an underground level. There's still people across the planet who breakdance on a competitive level at different contests. You have different like platforms like Red Bull. They have like a channel dedicated towards like breakdancing competitions. But something that surprised me was that breakdancing actually was featured this year in the Olympics. I thought that was pretty cool just to see how far hip hop has come to where we have something that could even qualify to be in the Olympics in the first place. There were many talented people who won medals. Victor Montalvo, he was a guy from the USA. He won the bronze medals. Dany Dan is a guy from France. He won the silver. Phil Wizard, he's from Canada. He won the gold. On the women's side of things, Dominika from Lithuania, she won silver. There was a lot of talented people who won medals in the breakdancing event, but unfortunately, a lot of that was overshadowed by this whole Rachel Raygun situation. So Rachel Raygun, she's a breakdancer out of Australia who has gone viral for her performance at the Olympics because it just wasn't good. There were parts of it that I didn't think were that bad, but overall it just looked kind of cringe. Now, mind you, I'm not like a professional breakdancer, and most of the people making jokes about her aren't professional breakdancers either. Most people, quiet as kept, most people, if they tried to battle her, they who knows, they probably would lose. I've seen other clips of her dancing where she looked better than what she did in the Olympics, but either way, it was pretty sad to see. Like, she really kind of embarrassed Australia, honestly, because if that's the best you had to offer, that's kind of embarrassing. But it's a tough situation. But she received so much backlash to the point where there was a petition started on change.org where people were calling for her to be held accountable for unethical practices, and it got like over, I believe it was like over 50,000 signatures. I think it's been taken down now, but basically people were alleging that there may have been some sort of corruption. A lot of people believe that her and her husband might have pulled some strings to get her in the Olympics because people were saying that the committee or organization or whatever that was in charge of choosing who's gonna qualify for the Olympics in the first place. They claim that she and her husband were in those groups, which again I don't know because I've seen some other people push back against that and say that that's actually not true. That the WDSF, which stands for the World Dance Sports Federation, people were saying that they actually were in charge of picking who's qualifying for the Olympics. So I'm not 100% sure if there's any like validity to the claims that she might have been corrupting or that there was any corruption there. I'm really not sure. But at the same time, it definitely doesn't look good, obviously, because it's making people wonder how on earth she could qualify. And I think it could really boil down to just a matter of maybe the Oceania region, which is where she's coming from. Like, Australia's in the Oceania region. Maybe that region just doesn't have a whole lot of elite breakdancers. But then even if that's the case, uh, you really should have well, I'm not gonna say you should have just chose to not show up to the Olympics because I mean, look, if you're the best the country has to offer or the region has to offer, it is what it is, and you still got to try just because you never know. You might show up and pull off an upset, but obviously she didn't. She lost pretty badly. Like, she didn't score a single point, but it still was interesting to kind of see people's reaction. One person that she beat in the qualifier was Molly Chapman, who's another B girl from that region. I've seen clips of Molly dancing, and Molly seems just miles and miles ahead of Rachel. But I don't know, like like, again, I'm not a professional break dancer. Like, I'm not too deep into I'm not too plugged into the scene of who's the best break dancers from Australia. But I mean, at the same time, like it doesn't seem like there's corruption. It seems like it's more so just a matter of not having the best crop of people to compete. But it's kind of a shame that that so many people it's kind of a shame that so many talented b-boys and b-girls who are breakdancing at the Olympics, just were completely overlooked because of this like viral moment. Like there's even like you got people on like different late night talk shows and all these different platforms on social media just making parodies of the situation, and it's like the people that actually won medals are being completely drowned out. Like if you go on YouTube and try to watch the people that won. If you try to go watch the people that actually won medals, it's actually kind of hard to find their footage. Like you're gonna have a way easier time finding footage of either Rachel Raygun or just people making fun of Rachel Raygun, which I mean it's a weird situation, but at the same time, it could be a blessing in disguise because they always say bad publicity or any publicity is still like good publicity or whatever. So the attention that she is bringing to the sport of breakdancing, that in itself could lead to a positive ripple effects years down the line, just because for better or for worse, it gained a lot of attention to breakdancing again. Because again, let's be serious here. Like, there's a lot of events in the Olympics that most people don't really pay attention to like that, and even though this is kind of an embarrassing moment, it still just instantly made this like a big topic of discussion worldwide. I'm seeing a lot of people say that breakdancing shouldn't count as a sport and shouldn't be at the Olympics. And I feel like a lot of people who are saying that, they have never tried to do any of these moves. Like the level of strength and body control that you need to pull off some of the moves that these break dancers are doing, like it's much more like it's out of this world. Like people are really underestimating how much strength and body control you need to pull off some of these moves. Like don't get too distracted with the Rachel Raygun situation. Like when you look at the people that actually won, like Phil Wizard, who actually won the gold, or Dany Dan from France, who actually won silver, or Dominica, who won silver in the women's event, in the women's breakdancing event, or Victor from the US, who won bronze. When you look at these people, the moves they're doing, these are not moves that the average person can do. It is still something that requires a lot of athleticism. And I think it's hypocritical for people to say that this shouldn't count as a sport. But then you look at some other events in the Olympics, like there's an entire event at the Olympics dedicated towards just shooting. Like one of the most viral moments of this past Olympics was that guy who wasn't wearing goggles or earmuffs, who just went and was just shooting his gun, and people kept making jokes about how he's a hitman. Nothing about that required him to be an athlete. But people don't question that being at the Olympics, but you're questioning breakdancing? It doesn't make sense. But I don't know. It's a very interesting situation. There's already news coming out saying that most likely LA, because the next Olympics in 2028 is going to be in Los Angeles. People are saying that LA is probably not going to do a breakdancing event in 2028. I hope they change their minds. I really would want to see this in the Olympics from here on out. I think it's pretty cool. And just as like a hip hop fan, just seeing something like this get put on a global stage like that, I think is very interesting and fun to see. But we'll see what comes from that. Let me know what your thoughts are about this in the comment section below. Do you think that Raygun did that bad of a job, or do you think that it's being blown out of proportion? And do you think that we'll see more breakdancing events in future Olympics?
All my life I dream of space in a place where I feel safe. So I'm on the paper chase, yeah, I'm on the paper chase, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the paper chase. We stress about all the trivial things, it's a mess, but we concealing the rings of the eyelids. Cause for material things we're blind, and when the diamonds go bling, they're dancing. Whenever we sing but can't see, the pain that stains the skin deep in the pins. Be the sanities bring to the fans, me think all Peter dog poems I cover in and pink. I don't know, but my rose be cannon on ink. I speak for those whose voice will shrink. I sit back while society sinks. Cold war rap like I'm wearing a mink. I glide on beats like a skate rink. The games don't go, my bars are chain link. Not even blockchain could contain me. All my life I dream of space in a place where I feel safe. So I'm on the paper chase, yeah, I'm on the paper chase, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the paper chase. All my life I dream of space in a place where I feel safe. So I'm on the paper chase, yeah, I'm on the paper chase, yeah. Yeah, I'm on the paper chase.